there should be no hesitation about, oh, who goes first? Because we'll just go first. So,
Thank you. Will, did you mention Anna Carlisle's letter? Do you have it?
I do have it, yeah.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be easier. I keep trying to find it and I lose it. So Carol worked for Mad Dog River Rafting and met Anna Carlisle there, who's from Wales, and they became really good friends. Anna is sorry that she couldn't be here today. She's in Wales. So she wrote this beautiful letter that describes the two of them quite well. Oh, you got a picture of yours? So I would like to read this. Dearest Carol and Kris, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Dearest Carol and Kris, in my absence, I am honored that a few words can be said on my behalf to join in the sharing. Having worked with Carol in New Zealand, it is herself I know the better out of the two. However, having spent some magic time with the both of them, I feel these qualities are shared/appreciated by both, and I'm sure by many others present. Carol is an inspiration in a number of ways and on every level. Her cookies, for one, recipes I am told held close to the heart and passed down the maternal line. And after a hard day out on the roaring rapids in New Zealand were the best pick-me-up. The spirit of adventure in particular is what strikes me about these two, and I love the freedom that goes with it. The liberty and open-mindedness that enables adventures to be concocted that others wouldn't even dream of. Coupled with this, the passion and drive to see through adventures when obstacles would have turned most back. The independence and resourcefulness that enables the couple to find solutions wherever they are in themselves and in the world. In New Zealand, I remember Carol taking herself off for a couple of days, a notion at the time a little foreign to me, yet one that I have grown to appreciate and recognize the value of, giving oneself the time for reflection and time for looking forward. All of these qualities are underpinned by a beautiful faith, one that brings warmth and love to all who meet Carol. Even to the extent that strangers can be approached with a random question or request, and Carol will always elicit a positive response. For example, spontaneously joining in a group photo of tourists in Queenstown. I'm sure you can all think of off-the-wall examples that these two both get up to. Or complimenting a stranger on an item of clothing. Maybe this behavior is more common in the States, but I love that Carol can bring her warmth to so many people so easily. Her family being no exception. Her love and high regard for her family is also beautiful to experience, and I'm convinced couples like Kris and Carol are helping this world become a better place by sharing their warmth in the way they do. Kris and Carol also share a beautiful honesty, and I believe the open feedback and praise that I have seen them share in their relationship will be pillars to supporting the many years of flourishing marriage to come. Wishing you both happiness and fulfillment all the way from the Lake District. Love and hugs, Anna.
I'd like to share with it and publicly welcome Carol to our family, which she's been a part of our family for at least 8 months. And I pleasure and experience the first time that Karen and I met Carol, and it was a canoe trip that we came into the town. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure how many years ago that was. You were there for 24 hours, I think, and then you went for body water continue to impress and impress and impress. I remember just saying some things to Kris, really based on what I could see Kris thought of you and how much you meant to him, and how, like Will has said and your friend has said, how much you share your ideals, your hopes, your dreams, activities, the way you approach life was so much like Kris. And I think I even told Kris, you've got some idiosyncrasies that I think Carol can put up with. Because you approach, people think you also have a very similar approach. So I just thought it was a great fit, and I really kind of bit my tongue thinking about this. I had seen you for maybe 48 hours total, but welcome, and you're just a wonderful person, and I'm so happy for Kris and for both.
My name's Bill. This is my wife Jamie. We went to school with Kris and have just started to get to know Carol this weekend. But I'm so happy to be here and just really blessed and excited to hear your story and see your pictures. And I was impressed how two spontaneous people would decide to get married. Such like a decision that's like lasting so long. It's such an enduring thing. I never knew what you guys would be doing one minute or the other, but now you're choosing to enter into something in life that's so beautiful and committed to one another. So I was just impressed by that and inspired, excited. Jamie's going to read a little passage of the book. We're actually reading this out loud to each other on our way up here from Chicago. It's called Anna Coulter by Wendell Berry. She's just going to read a little passage for me.
So this book is written, it's narrated by like an old woman looking back on her life. She's talking about love here. What is the thread that holds it all together? Grief, I thought for a while. And grief is there sure enough, just about all the way through. From the time I was a girl, I've never been far from it. But grief is not a force, and it has no power to hold. You only bear it. Love is what carries you, or it is always there, even in the dark, or most in the dark, but shining out at times like gold stitches in a piece of embroidery. Sometimes, too, I could see that love is a great room with a lot of doors, where we are invited to knock and come in. Though it contains all the world, the sun, moon, and stars, it is so small as to be also in our hearts. It is in the hearts of those who choose to come in. Some do not come in. Some may stay out forever. Some come in together and leave separately. Some come in and stay until they die and after. I am there with all the others, most of them gone, but some who are still here, who gave me love and called forth love from me. When I number them over, I'm surprised how many there are. And it just seems so appropriate being in this room and listening to the story of your love. And we're just grateful to be a part of this room of love. And just thank you for inviting us in.
Thank you.
Wanted to share the story of the first time I met Carol. I was living with Kris in Vail, Colorado. It was the I guess 2005, 2006 winter, I think. And as Will said, both Kris and Carol sort of occupy a special world. With good turns sometimes. And living with Kris, maybe in time started to get there a little bit too. And,